If you want an exposure to a market or an
Everything they need in one place.
Be the world's foremost authority on
Individuals, advisors and institutions. Hello and welcome to the Morningstar series, Why Should I Invest With You? I'm Emma Wall and here with me today is Terry Smith, Chief Executive of Fundsmith. Hello Terry.
Hi.
So we're here today to talk about the 6-week-old Fundsmith Emerging Equity Trust, FEAT. I remember when you launched Fundsmith Equity 4 years ago and you said in your beautiful colourful bump that this was going to be the only fund that anybody ever needed to hold, and now you're launching a second. So what's changed in the last 4 years?
Mainly our response to a question that a lot of investors have asked us, which is they asked us over the last 4 years, do you like exposure to emerging markets in the companies that you invested in the Fundsmith Equity Fund? The answer is yeah, by and large. I mean, there's a more complex answer than that. It depends which markets and which products and so on. I'm fairly critical of people who think about emerging markets in blanket terms. But yes, is the short answer. Then the logical supplementary that they've usually asked is, well, if you like it that much, why don't you own any of the companies that operate directly in emerging markets? You know, why don't you own Hindustan Lever in India rather than Unilever, for example? And the short answer to that is liquidity. The emerging markets companies, the ones that are in the same industries but in emerging markets, are much less liquid than the ones that are multinationals that we invested in the main Fundsmith Equity Fund. And the Fundsmith Equity Fund is a daily dealing open-ended fund. And I think if we'd have put these much less liquid companies in there, there's always the risk that either an inflow of funds or even worse, an outflow of funds would occur that we couldn't satisfy. So we just needed a new structure. It's exactly the same strategy, but we needed a new fund to do it because we couldn't have handled the liquidity otherwise.
You're not the only high-profile fund manager in recent history to go from running an open-ended, successful, performance-wise, global or non-emerging market fund to launching an emerging market trust. I mean, Anthony Bolton did fantastically with Fidelity Special Sits and then did extremely poorly when he went to China. What's to stop you being Anthony Bolton Mark II?
I think probably the main thing is we've seen Anthony Bolton Mark I and thought about it quite a bit. Anthony went from running a fund which basically concentrated on UK mid-cap in special situations and then went to run a fund totally focused on one country, China. And I think that was quite a big leap. We're actually taking the same strategy. So we, in the Fundsmith Equity Fund, invest in companies that supply your everyday necessities and luxuries, your food and your drink and your snacks, your cosmetics, your toiletries, your household cleaning products and so on, your small ticket medical equipment, your syringes and sharps and catheters and tubes, and buying exactly the same companies in emerging markets. Secondly, we're doing it across a wide range of emerging markets. We're doing it across Latin America and Africa and Asia. We're not doing it in a single country. And finally, some of the companies that we're investing in the new Fundsmith Emerging Equities Trust are basically offshoots of the companies in the Fundsmith Equity Funds. They're the local quoted subsidiaries and associates and franchisees of those companies. So we think we know quite a lot about them.
By your own admission, getting into Fundsmith Equity is quite a difficult task for companies. You've only managed to find 65 companies globally that pass that stringent testing system. Emerging markets is a smaller pool. You're reducing the universe. So what's to say you're going to be able to find enough stocks to invest in?
We can do stocks of a smaller size in the new Fundsmith Emerging Equities Trust. Basically, if you look at the main Fundsmith Equity Fund, the average market value, market capitalisation of the stocks is about £55 billion. We actually have a universe for the new fund, which is £3.5 billion. So we can actually look further down the size scale, which we can afford to do because it's a closed-end fund, a trust. So at the moment, I think last time I counted, we've found 36 companies to invest in, and I'm absolutely certain we'll find more.
Terry, thank you very much.
Okay.
This is Emma Wall for Morningstar. Thank you for watching.